It's been a rough year, no doubt about it, but we're about to lighten things up. Today, I'm going to share with you 5 2020 keepsake Christmas ornaments that you can either sew or no sew. And it starts right now. Hi friends, Tracy here from the Sewing Channel. Welcome back, and if you're new here, Merry Christmas and welcome. If you missed out on my last Christmas video on this gorgeous giant 22-inch fabric Christmas tree, no worries. Click the link right up here in the top right-hand corner and you'll get all caught up. If you make any of these ornaments or my fabric tree, I want to see them. Please post them on Instagram with the hashtag thesewingchannel. Here's a closer look of the COVID 2020 Christmas keepsake ornaments, and boy are they cute. I will put timestamps on each individual ornament down in the description box just below this video, so that way you can just skip right to the ornament that you would like to know how to make. There also will be a free pattern for the duck bill mask that goes around the round ornament, and I give you 2 sizes on that one. Enough talking already. Let's get busy. An empty spool of thread is perfect for our toilet paper roll ornament. Take some white felt and go ahead and trace the ends and cut 2 pieces out. Next, you're going to find the centers on those circles, and on both of them, go ahead and poke right in the middle, leaving a little hole there. And next, with the glue of your choice, go ahead and put some glue on the ends of that spool of thread, and then we're going to go ahead and lay our circles on both sides and pat it down and then let it dry however long it takes yours to dry, and you're going to do that on both ends. Next, you're going to find the inside width on the spool of thread. You see right here, I just laid it along the edge of the felt and then marked the other side on the inside. I ended up making my strip of felt about 12 inches in length, and then it was the width of the spool. Go ahead and cut out your strip of felt. Here I'm just taking my piece of felt and just wrapping it around before I glue it, just to make sure that I indeed do have the right width. I did embroider 2020 on the end of my toilet paper, but you can also hand embroider. You don't need a machine for that. Here I have some skinny gold ribbon, and I'm going to cut a strip off. Go ahead and feed it in one of those big needles. Poke it through the middle so that I have both amounts of ribbon on both sides, and then just set it aside for now. And go ahead and grab any type of wire that you might have. Mine happens to have the sticky stuff on the one side of it. It is from the coffee ties for our masks. So I'm going to cut that to fit whatever length I want, and then I'm going to just stick it on the back. It's nice because it has sticky. I don't have to glue it if I don't want to. This wire is going to help us make the wave in the paper. On the inside of your spool, go ahead and add glue just like you see me do there. And then I do take a Q-tip and spread it out a bit just so that it's a little bit more even and it's not chunky when I go to put the felt over top of it. Once I get that spread out, I'm going to go ahead and take my felt, line it up nicely just like you see me do there, and give it little presses here and there, flip it, add more glue, spread the glue, and just lay it nice and flat best you can so that it's covered. I'm going to also roll the felt up on itself just a bit, so I'm going to add glue on top of the felt and then roll it up a little bit more. Once you get it where you want it, go ahead and set it aside and let it dry real good. Once all the glue is dry, go ahead and make a real pretty bow in the top with that gold ribbon that we weave through the middle of the spool. That ribbon will be how we actually hang our ornament on our tree. Now go ahead and bend your wire on your toilet paper so that it looks like it's cascading down your tree. cut out 2 pieces of fabric at 4 3/4 inches by 6 inches. You'll also need 2 small pieces of ribbon, however long you'd like the ear loops to be, and about 3 inches of any kind of wire you'd like. Place fabric right sides together and sew around the whole rectangle except for the very bottom. Be sure to reinforce at the beginning and the end. Once you've sewn all around, go ahead and clip the corners off just like you see me do here. Now we are going to turn it right side out. Use your pointy tool and poke out the corners to be sure that everything is nice and crisp. Go ahead and give it a hot press with your iron. Be sure to take that bottom opening and fold the seam allowance in and give it a hot press crease. Looking at the front of the mask now, go ahead and fold it down and crease the sides just so we know where the middle is. From the middle, go ahead and make a small 1/4 inch pinch, just like you see me do here, and fold down and press. We will call that pleat the middle pleat. Now we need to go on to the top pleat. Right above that, you're going to grab another 1/4 inches or so, pinch it, and then fold it down, and then give it a good hot press. Now we're going to go on to the bottom pleat. Same as before, just below it, you're going to pinch about a 1/4 inch. Just kind of eyeball it, gauge it, however you think. Pinch it, fold it down, and then give it a hot press all over. After this, take it to your sewing machine and just tack down those pleats only on the sides, and then go ahead and stitch up that bottom opening area. After you've tacked down the pleats, now we're going to take that small piece of wire. You're looking at the back of the mask. Now see the stitching along, if you're looking at the top there, you see that stitching? That's actually the bottom of the mask. So I have the top pointing downward, just for reference. Go ahead and put your glue right there, and then you're going to take your wire and set it right on there so that it stays, and let it dry. Now put a dot of glue right there on the back, at the top, and then at the bottom. And then get your ribbon and go ahead and place it right in the glue, and then take a pair of scissors or whatever tool you have and press that into the glue so that it stays, and then do the other side as well, just like that. Now remember, nobody's going to see the back of the mask because it's going to be on the tree, so glue till your heart's content. Once all the glue is dry, go ahead and open up the pleats like an accordion. Go ahead and fix the nose pinch area. Bend the wire just as you would if you were going to wear it yourself as a regular mask, and it gives that look of a real mask. I know I say this word too much, stinking cute. Well, that's 2 words. But this pleated mask is too stinking cute. I ain't even kidding you. It is so cute. This ornament could be either a no-sew or a sew project, so you pick. So here I've cut out the one and only piece that you will need for this ornament. It is the duck bill mask. You can embroider anything you'd like on the mask, and you can also hand embroider. It would work just as well. Now let's just say I think I'm way better at sewing than I am at glitterifying. Can I get a witness? Now, if you were going to sew this project, you would now put right sides together and sew around, leaving an opening so that you could turn it right side out. But I'm going to show you the no-sew method. Here we're going to put wrong sides together. And then, so it doesn't fray, I am going to pink around the entire project. This is what you should have so far, 2 pieces that are pinked all around. The inside wrong side of the fabric, you're going to put a dot of glue at the top, about a 1/4 inch down from the top, and then you're going to place 2 pieces of ribbon alongside each other, right next to each other, on top of each other, and then swing it around like a loop, and then place the dot of glue and then the other ends of the ribbon. And then you're going to place that top of the mask back down on top of those ribbons so as to cover it. Now we're going to open it from the other end, exposing the inside, and we are going to leave that area right there with no glue because I want to put a little bit of stuffing in here, and that's the area where we're going to get in at. But you're going to put some glue around the rest of the perimeter of the mask, just like you see me do here. Once it's on, go ahead and close that mask back up and firmly pressing so that that glue adheres to both sides of the fabric. I almost forgot the little, plasticky see-through, almost like fishing line wire that we used to hang it on the tree. What I did was looped it, knotted it, and shoved it right in the top at the peak of that mask area, and then put another droplet of glue and then just sealed it up by pushing it in with my fingers. I actually don't know what that plastic string is, to be honest. I think it might be fishing wire. I don't know. It was in my stash, so who knows? Once the glue is all dry, go ahead and grab your polyfill and just a little tiny bit of stuffing, not a whole lot. I want it to just be enough to make it 3D. Add a little bit of glue there right in the seam allowance and then squeeze those two pieces of fabric together, being sure that you don't catch any of the polyfill in it. This is one of those ornaments that you could just set up an assembly line if you had a lot of people in your family and just do one with everybody's name on it for the Christmas tree. To make this ornament, you will need a clear plastic ornament from like the dollar store. That's where I got mine. And it does need to be able to open. You will need some white felt at 1 inch in width and about 11 to 12 inches in length. I did machine embroider on my felt, but you can also hand sew some words on as well. You just need a regular straw. Go ahead and cut that little flexy part off so you don't have to deal with that. And you do need some type of glue that dries quickly. We're keeping that straw long because it's a lot easier to handle than to have it really super short. First thing you're going to do is on the back of the felt, you're going to add your glue, spread it around, and then start rolling your felt on that straw. You want to glue and roll until you get to the point where you have a nice piece of cascading felt coming down, but it has to be able to fit inside of that clear round ornament. Here I've taken 2 bread ties and glued them to the back where my embroidered area was on the back of that felt. Once your glue is nice and dry, then you can go ahead and cut both sides of that straw right off. Take a skinny ribbon and put it right through the holes of the straw and make a nice little bow at the top. Next, you're going to get some transparent fishing line or some kind of clear line that you can't see. And then we're going to loop it through the bow and tie a knot. This is going to be hanging from the top of our ornament from the inside, so it looks like it's kind of floating inside of the ball. Once you get a good idea and figure out how it's going to fall inside of the ball, you're going to take some glue on the bottom of the TP and go ahead and glue it to the bottom inside of that clear ball. That will help keep things stable. As a side note, if you do not like the look of the back where the embroidery is, you can always cover that up with some more white or maybe a color to kind of camouflage the back. Once you're happy with the way the bottom is glued on the inside, hold the transparent fishing line outside of the ball and then close the ball. And then you can loop it through anywhere, tie it off somehow to keep it secure on the top. Since I wanted a longer hang tie on my ornament, I went ahead and put more ribbon on top of the store ribbon that was on the plastic ornament to begin with. Here I have 2 pieces of the smaller pattern of the Sewing Channel mask and 2 small pieces of ribbon for the ear loops. Fold both of the pieces with right sides together and then take them to the sewing machine and separately go ahead and sew right along that curve a scant 1/4 inch seam allowance. After you've sewn the curve, go ahead and pink the curve. Next, get your sewing channel ham out. If you haven't made one yet, click the link in the right-hand corner of this video and it will take you right to that ham tutorial. With your ham, go ahead and iron each of those seam allowances in the opposite direction of each other. Next, with right sides together, go ahead and clip or pin those two pieces. Open up one of the wing areas and go ahead and slide some double-sided tape right on the edge there in that seam allowance. Take one of your pieces of ribbon and go ahead and stick it to the tape. Make sure that the loop is on the inside of the mask, and then take that other piece and just press it in place. That double-sided tape really does help until we can get it to the sewing machine, and do that to the other side as well. Now take your mask ornament over to your sewing machine and sew around the entire mask about a scant 1/4 of an inch, being sure to leave an opening so that we can turn it right side out. After you've sewn around the mask, go ahead and clip all of the corners off. And then you're going to turn it right side out and use a pointy tool and press out the corners to make it nice and crisp. Now we're going to go ahead and iron everything really nice. Now that opening that we had, I want you to turn that seam allowance in about a 1/4 of an inch, and then I want you to iron it down nice and flat. Then go ahead and take out the mask ham and give it one good press all over, getting out all the little wrinkles. Looking good. Now we need to close up that opening. Remember where we turned it right side out? And I'm going to utilize glue this time because I don't want to see that seam at all. I don't want to see any stitching. So go ahead and get your fabric glue, put a little strip of it right there, and then you're going to squeeze it shut. Look how cute and little this mask is. Oh my word. Now get your round ornament that you've chosen to put your mask on. And I've chosen this white pearly kind of looking one. It's really pretty. And I'm going to take some extra ribbon and put it through both of the ear loops with it around the bulb. And then I'm going to loop it again and tie it in a bow so that it stays nice and tight. Now this ornament is very versatile because the larger you make the mask or the smaller you make the mask, you can get a coordinating round ornament to go with it. I'm hoping that this Christmas ornament project will surely brighten up the end of this truly rough year that we've all had. Until next time on the Sewing Channel, Merry Christmas and take care.